Hello and welcome back to Cappy Corner. Today we're going to talk about the Davona Dale Stakes and the Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream on Saturday. Let's get through the Davona Dale because I know most people are watching this for the Fountain of Youth analysis. We'll just go down the list. My Miss Mo is number one. All right, My Miss Mo. She's not too bad. She was fourth in the Sandpiper Stakes. I have the clip up here. She was stuck in traffic on the far turn. And you see she's on the rail right now. The jockey's wearing a green cap. And she has a wall of horses right in front of her. So it's hard for her to get through right here. And I just thought it was a tough trip. I don't think you can count this race against her. With that said, I don't want to pick her on top yet. I just want to see how she does in this race against Open Company. And I know she won her maiden race by 12 lengths, but that was against state breds. I'll put her underneath. I'll say maybe she's a horse for third or fourth if you're playing a superfecta. My Miss Mo could improve in this race. All right, number two, Blazing Brat. Blazing Brat ran second in the same race where My Miss Mo ran fourth. And Blazing Brat ran fine in that race. She earned a 79 on Breeze, so it wasn't that great. So why would I like My Miss Mo? Again, My Miss Mo had the traffic problems on the turn. Blazing Brat, she ran second by 2 lengths. She's done for me, but I could understand putting her underneath. I don't think she'll win this race. All right, number three, Paradise. Paradise broke her maiden on this course on January 4 by 3 lengths. She set the pace the entire way. Her pedigree is beautiful. Gunrunner over Venetian Harbor. That name should sound familiar. Venetian Harbor had a lot of speed herself. This filly cost 700K. She doesn't have dominant speed figures though. 80 and 80 on Breeze. And I feel like she's going to take pressure from Omaha Bay and maybe one or two others from the start. So I don't know. I need to see more from Paradise. I think she could be good. Right now, I don't see it on paper. And there's other speed in this race, so I just don't like her in this spot. Number four, Omaha Bay. Like I just said, she has speed. She set the pace when she broke her maiden on December 28th. And she made a nice filly in swing vote. I think that'll turn out to be a good filly. But again, she might tangle with Paradise early on. I just don't think the pace scenario in this race favors her, so I'm going to pass on Omaha Bay. I realize she could be good. We'll see. If she beats me, it is what it is. Number five, Imperatrice. She was second in the Forward Gal Stakes. I don't like the way she faded 3 lengths behind On Time Girl. And also, she has speed. Like I said, there's other speed in this race from Omaha Bay and Paradise. But Imperatrice could be a stalker as well. When you watch Imperatrice in the mornings, take the time to watch her workouts on XBTV. She does look good. But I don't know if I can take her in this race. She's another one who could be a good filly as the road moves forward. But I don't know if I can take her here right now. So I'm going to skip her. I'm going to assume that the pace will be too hot. Number six, Hot Diva. She won the Cash Run Stakes on this course on January 1. I want to point out the fractions. We have the clip up here. Wrong race. We have the clip up here. And at 24.93, 48.48 for the 1 mile race. Those are slow fractions. And Cicane's on the lead. Nikon is in between them. Hot Diva, she's on a wrong lead. I will say that. She's on a wrong lead. I don't like that. I would prefer that she switch leads. But she picks up the win anyway. And I like the fact that she overcame the slow pace to pick up the win. So I'm going to put her underneath. I don't think she can win this race, but I think she's a good underneath horse. And we'll move on to number seven, Swing Vote. All right, number seven, Swing Vote. I did think about her for a while. She broke her maiden on this course on January 24 for Bill Mott. And she has the high figure, I believe, 92. Or maybe the high last out figure, 92 on Breeze. And she won by 1 length in a 6 furlong sprint. I think we have the clip up here. And she's on the outside. Sippin' Pretty's on the inside. Swing Vote is the one with the number 2 saddlecloth. And she goes by her pretty easily. I like the way she strides out. And she picks up the win. I don't know if there's anything I could say about that. It looked nice. It wasn't spectacular. And I don't know if she wants to route. I know that sounds crazy. Constitution is on top. But her dam was a sprinter. Maybe that doesn't matter. If you go deep into her dam line, one of those dams is the same dam as for Monarchos, who won the Kentucky Derby one year. But in the immediate family, Fast Scene was a sprinter, so that's something to think about. I don't know. I need to see her at 1 mile. I'll put her underneath. Swing Vote is another filly who could be good in this race. I'm not going to pick her on top. She'd Be Smooth, number 8. She broke her maiden on this course on January 23. And I like that she did it in a 1 mile race, and she also overcame a slow pace as a stalker. We have it up here, of course. Prom Queen is on the lead. And Prom Queen had everything her own way in this race. The fractions were 24-30, 47-42. And so she was supposed to win this race. Prom Queen is trained by Brad Cox. And she's supposed to be a good filly. I think she will be a good filly. She broke her maiden by 8 lengths after this race. So she has potential. But She Be Smooth, she ranges up to the outside of Prom Queen. I like that they open up on the rest of the field. And She Be Smooth is going to take the lead right here and beat Prom Queen. I have the chart for Prom Queen's next race on Equibase. And she started on February 12. And as you can see here, she broke her maiden, like I said, by 8 lengths. So I think Prom Queen is a good filly. She Be Smooth beat a good filly in Prom Queen. I still think it's hard to go from a maiden race to a stakes race. So I just want to see one. But if I was doing a multi-race wager, maybe I would include her. She Be Smooth, definitely one to think about in that Davona Dale Stakes. Let's go down to number 9, On Time Girl. Number 9, On Time Girl. She won the Forward Gal Stakes on this course by 3 lengths, and she won the Fern Creek by 3.5 lengths last fall at Churchill Downs. The time wasn't great for the Forward Gal, but she earned a 91 in Breeze, which is good enough for this field. And I have the clip up here. She got stuck in traffic on a turn. You see On Time Girl with the jockey wearing the blue cap, and she's right behind Imperatrice, or Imperatrice should I say. And she moves outside of that filly. Once On Time Girl is in the clear, she starts to really move, and she separates herself from the rest of the field. So I like that part at the end, towards the finish line, where she draws clear of the field. It was a good win, even though it wasn't super flashy, but it was a good win. She was in traffic, and she overcame it to win by 3 lengths. So On Time Girl is my choice for the Davona Dale Stakes. But like I said, She Be Smooth, she's a contender. I'll say She Be Smooth and Swing Vote are probably my second and third choices in this race. And we'll say the other underneath horses are My Miss Mo and Hot Diva. Maybe those are horses to think about if you're doing a longer trifecta or superfecta. But again, my top choice, On Time Girl. I'm not going against the chalk in this race. She's the class of the field. She has speed. And she's my choice for the Davona Dale Stakes at Gulfstream. So let's move on to the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Alright, we move on to the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Jackson Hole's number 1. I don't have the clip of his optional claiming win up here, but he won by 5.5 lengths. I don't think there was anything in that race. Colt 47 was second. He did pretty easily. I will say, go on XBTV, watch Jackson Hole's workouts, and he could be any kind. I don't have enough information here to say whether or not he's on this level, but he has potential, and maybe I'll put him underneath. He doesn't need to be on the lead. He could be a stalker. Maybe he'll get the pocket trip. We saw in his maiden win at Gulfstream on December 13 that he could win from a stalking position. So he doesn't need to be on the lead. I just don't know how fast he is right now. His top figure is an 88 on Breeze. And I'll say maybe he's an underneath horse for me in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Number 2, Rocky's Balboa. He might be an underrated horse. He won a state-bred allowance race on January 29 on this course. And we have the clip up here. I know it was against state-breds, but the way he won makes me think that there's more there. He just won it so easily. And I know the jockey is asking him a little bit, but still, he opens up on them. He did it the right way. And he just looks like a horse that might have a future. Now, I can't tell for sure off a state-bred allowance win. And he broke his maiden in a maiden optional claimer. So there are some question marks here, but he will no doubt be double-digit odds. And I think you can take a chance and put him underneath if you're doing a trifecta or superfecta. Rocky's Balboa, he's an underneath horse for me in this race. Alright, number 3, Talkin. I don't think I can trust Talkin off a 9th place finish in the Remsen Stakes. He lost by 18 lengths. Renegade did crush the field in the Sam F. Davis Stakes. The other horses in the Remsen haven't fared so well, Balboa lost to Jerome Stakes, although he didn't run that bad in it. And Talkin lost by 6.5 lengths to Napoleon Solo. So even if I could forgive the Remsen Stakes, how could I overlook him losing by 6.5 to Napoleon Solo? Maybe he's grown since then. I'm still going to pass. He has to prove it to me. So let's go on to number 4, Commandment. Number 4, Commandment. He won the Mucho Macho Man by 6 3/4 of a length. I don't know who was in that race though. Roger Dana was second in that race, so there was probably nothing that he beat. I will say I've been kind of burned by Brad Cox's horses lately. I mean, I did pick Full Effort in the John Battaglia. He ran well, but he was second. I picked Disco Time in the Pegasus World Cup, and he was well back at the end. He was fading. And then I picked White Tiger in one of those fairgrounds races, and he did nothing in that race as well. But anyways, we have the clip up here. Commandment is in between horses right now, and he's just going to pull clear once he straightens out in the stretch. Again, there's nothing behind him. Roger Dana. Who's Roger Dana? But I will say that his running style does fit the Fountain of Youth. There's speed in this race. He will be in mid-pack, I would guess. I also think he'll be overbet. The handicappers I follow on YouTube have all picked him, and there are other people that picked him as well. I feel like he'll be overbet because he's the horse that'll benefit from the pace in this race, and Brad Cox trains him. The public bets Brad Cox blindly, and then you couple that with the fact that public handicappers are picking Commandment left and right. Whether he wins or loses, I don't know if it's worth betting this horse, knowing that everyone is on him. I know Irad is on this horse, and he should get a good trip, and he could be a good one, but I can't tell off the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. There was nothing in that race. And you see 3 back, he was behind Rocky's Balboa in a maiden race, so why not just take Rocky's Balboa? I know that was a sprint. Maybe this horse will love going a mile 1/16. I still think he'll be overbet. There are so many people picking this horse that I almost think they all got in the same group chat and collectively decided, we want to bet Commandment in this race. He's not for me, but I won't be surprised if he runs well. Number 5, Bravaro. He was second, evading second in the Holy Bull Stakes. He was no match for Nearly in the stretch run, but I could forgive it because the pace scenario was fast. We have the clip up here, and they're turning for home right now. 22.82, 45.96. This is an extreme pace for a mile 1/16. Even at Gulfstream, that's an extreme pace. And you see Cannoneer, who was on the lead, he had nothing in the stretch. Bravaro, he was tired too, but he had a little more than Cannoneer. And Project Ace takes advantage of the pace to pick up third. But the difference was Cannoneer and Bravaro were up front, and so they were burned by the pace. And Project Ace, he took advantage of the pace, and that's why he was able to creep up into third. And how did Nearly endure the pace and go on to win by 5 3/4 of a length? He might be just that good. That's my only explanation for that. You see under 1C and 2C plus 17 and plus 18, that indicates a fast pace, and Bravaro was only 1.5 lengths behind through 1C and 2C. Whenever there's an extreme fast pace, the field will be spread out at the end, and the margins will be exaggerated because the field is tired. And maybe there's going to be one horse pulling away at the end, but even that horse is tired. The entire field is tired whenever there's an extreme fast pace. And I just think you can't judge Bravaro completely by that margin because the pace was too fast. What would he do with a normal pace scenario? That's what you need to ask. And I think he could improve. His numbers are improving, 87, 89, 92. And I think he'll take one more jump forward in his second start off the bench. For Saffie Joseph Jr., who tends to do well at Gulfstream Park, I think most of the public handicappers will avoid him on top. So I think the value will be there, and Bravaro is my top choice in this race. But we will talk about Chief Wallaby, and who's the other horse that I wanted to talk about? Napoleon Solo, who are also contenders in this race. So let's talk about Chief Wallaby, number 6. Number 6, Chief Wallaby. He was an impressive maiden winner on January 10. We do have the clip up here, and Chief Wallaby's on the outside of the Puma. I'm still not sure how good the Puma is. I picked him in the Sam F. Davis Stakes off this effort, and he ran third with some traffic problems on the far turn. Still, it was kind of disappointing. Chief Wallaby goes by him easily, and I don't think there was anything behind them, although I do like the separation from second and third. Another thing I don't like is Lasix off. I mean, Lasix does make a difference for some horses, and we haven't seen Chief Wallaby race without Lasix yet. Maybe it makes no difference, but we still haven't seen it. And he is going from a sprint to a route, although it was a 7 furlong race, so maybe that doesn't matter. It was close enough to 1 mile. But still, this is a mile 1/16th. He still has to prove it, and he has no stakes experience. Bill Mott was quoted in DRF as saying he wanted to enter an allowance race on Sunday, and it didn't fill, and so his only choice was the Fountain of Youth. Chief Wallaby is in my top 3 for this race, but there are many questions, and he will be a short price in this race. Number 7, Napoleon Solo. He won the Champagne Stakes by 6.5, and that was a good day for me because I had the exacta. I had Napoleon Solo over Talkin. Here's the clip. Napoleon Solo's on the lead in the stretch, and this was a good day, like I said, for me because I had the exacta. Napoleon Solo was 6-1, and he crushed his field. But who did he beat? Talkin, he was what, 9th in the Remsen Stakes? It's Our Time. He finished off the board in an allowance race next time out. Universe has done nothing this year in the Derby preps that he's tried. Just who did Napoleon Solo beat in that race? With that said, he could be very good. I don't know. He's off a layoff in this race. His works on XBTV do look good, so I would recommend watching his works on XBTV. And he doesn't need to lead. He could be a stalker, as seen in his maiden race at Saratoga. I'll put him in my top 3 because I don't know where to put him. It's a question mark, definitely. Napoleon Solo is in my top 3 based on his potential seen in his first 2 starts, but there are question marks there too. Alright, number 8, Bull by the Horns. He was 3rd in an optional claimer at Tampa Bay Downs. I will say that Saffie Joseph Jr. trains him, and I don't think I could ever count out Saffie Joseph Jr. at Gulfstream Park. Bull by the Horns, he did make up some ground in the stretch. He went from 5 lengths behind to 3 1/4 of a length behind, so he was picking up ground at the end. He could improve. He's lightly raised 3 starts, and he's making a second start off the bench. Maybe use him underneath. I don't like him to win. Alright, let's move down to number 9, Global Aviator. I don't like this horse at all. I think he's a sprinter. In that maiden race where he broke his maiden on November 29, he made that quick move to the front. And I wondered if that meant he was a sprinter. And then we saw him in the Holy Bull Stakes. He was nowhere to be found. He was 13 lengths behind. And whenever you see a sprinter make a quick closing move, or a quick move to the front, that's probably the distance where they belong. Because usually a quick move doesn't translate well when they're trying to stretch out to a 2-turn route. And you saw that in the Holy Bull Stakes. So, Global Aviator, I don't think he wants to do a 2-turn route. Number 10, Solitude Dude. I did say it's hard not to trust Saffie Joseph Jr. whenever he has a horse at Gulfstream. This could be a sprinter, though. He won the Swell Stakes by 3 3/4 of a length. We have it up here. We're just going to watch a short clip of him opening up at the wire. Class President is in second. And a lot of people think highly of Class President, so maybe he'd be a good one in Class President. Again, Yapon is not great with routers. At least I don't think he is. And after the party, the Dam, her only win came in a sprint, although she only had 4 starts. Maybe you could forgive that. But if we go down deeper to the second Dam, Defy Gravity, she won 5 times. And you can see she mainly ran in sprint races. The Gallant Bloom, Safely Kept. Whenever you see that name, Safely Kept, you can guarantee it's a sprint race. And I just think she was a sprinter in her career, but I don't know. Maybe Solitude Dude has the talent to carry his speed to a mile 1/16th. I would guess not, especially from this post position, post 10. But I could see the argument for him. Number 11, Lost Money. I don't know why this horse has entered in this race. Maybe the connections have Derby fever. He's a maiden, and he lost his last start by 8 lengths on January 25, so he has no chance, especially from this post position. This video was a bit long. I'm sorry about that. Let's round it up. Bravaro is my choice in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. I know he faded towards the end in the Holy Bull Stakes, but the pace was extreme in that race, so I'm going to give him one more chance. There is a chance he doesn't want to go this far. Maybe he's a miler. We'll see. But I'm going to give him one more chance because that pace scenario was not fair. Plus 17, plus 18. And usually when that happens, the horses spread out towards the end, and you don't really see what a horse can do. Bravaro's my choice. I think the value will be there, and I trust Saffie Joseph Jr. He speaks highly of him. Whenever I read quotes about Bravaro in DRF or Pollock Report, I always think that, okay, this trainer thinks highly of Bravaro, so we'll see what happens. Chief Wallaby could win. He just has to overcome the obstacles of the lack of stakes experience, trying a route for the first time, and also I don't know who he beat in that maiden race, but obviously he has potential. And Napoleon Solo could win as well. He is coming off a layoff, and I don't know who he beat in the Champagne Stakes because none of those horses have panned out, but he did win by 6.5 lengths. And one thing to note is that if you're using Timeform US, Napoleon Solo has a 122, which is at least 10 points higher than any other horse in the field. That's something to note. He's still not my top choice, but I could see him as my second or third choice. So, Bravaro's my top choice. Napoleon Solo's my second choice. Chief Wallaby's right up there as well. And for the underneath horses, we'll say Jackson Hole, Rocky's Balboa, or even if you want a really big long shot, Bull by the Horns. Maybe he could finish in third or fourth. But Bravaro's definitely my choice for the Fountain of Youth Stakes. I'll see you guys soon.